Sup, bros. I'm Terry Bull, and you've probably already heard about the brand new Fearless Girl statue that graces the street of Wall Street and stands opposite the classic Charging Bull sculpture. Now, this was erected on International Women's Day, which was almost 2 weeks ago now, and I, at the time, was too busy to be able to address it then because of my Conversation Bros Can't Have Part 2 video that I was working on. But I had to say something about it just because there's a giant bull statue, and I'm a bull, and bull bros gotta support bull bros, and all that, you know? So, this is what I have to say on it. For you bros who don't know, the Fearless Girl statue was erected on International Women's Day by the State Street Global Advisors in an effort to stand up to the male orthodoxy of Wall Street. The fact that proportionally there are fewer women working in any of the jobs, leadership roles, etc., than men. And, of course, to bring attention to the wage gap and everything. And it frames the bull as basically the patriarchy, the male orthodoxy, and she stands defiantly with her hands on her hips. But does this symbology actually mesh with what the bull represents? Because you see, the bull is a symbol of a rising market and a flourishing economy, in reference to the entire concept of a bull market where shares are being gained and overall companies are making a profit, as opposed to a bear market where stocks are going down. And it was erected in 1989 to inspire the city of New York after the 1987 stock market crash. It was placed on the street without permission, and it quickly became a mainstay of the New York and Wall Street scene, and some people even say that it's the second most famous sculpture only to the Statue of Liberty. And the artist who did it paid for it with his own money. It was probably the biggest piece of guerrilla art you could probably do because it weighs a few tons. And actually, the artist is very angry about the Fearless Girl statue because it reframes the positive symbol that he meant for it. He meant it to be an inspiration to the people of New York as a comfort in trying times and to inspire the market to grow again. And it's been in a bull market ever since, so bros, you might say it worked. And he really hates the fact that his bull has been made a villain in this, when it's supposed to be a positive type of a thing. And he calls the Fearless Girl statue for what it is, as a marketing ploy. It's kind of just a really big recruitment tool because it's a virtue signal saying, hey, we're the company that really, really cares about women's issues, so you should come and work for us and make us money. Because that's really, really all they're doing with that. But they also are not looking at the reasons why women might not actually be taking these jobs. Because, bros, the stock market is an insanely stressful job. There are multiple jobs, but according to a few accounts that I have read on Quora, depending on your job, you can get fired for just about anything. You can lose your earned bonuses or anything. If you stay in one position for too long, they will fire you because you're not trying to move up. And it's a very confrontational type of thing, and you are literally caretaking someone else's money the entire time. If you invest someone's money in the wrong stocks and that goes down, you are held responsible for that. You can lose your job because that company lost their money and everything. And so it's a very unstable and high pressure job. You have the weight of multiple companies on your shoulders, depending on what kind of firm, if it's mutual funds or normal stocks. And I'm not too knowledgeable about all the different things. I looked up investment bankers and traders when I was looking at this, and it's very high stress, so much responsibility. And even when trader bros are on vacation, they are glued to their phones to make sure that nothing's bad's happening to the stock market in the event that something does, so they can try and right the wrongs and clear the mistakes and everything. Don't get vacations, even when they're on vacation. So it's totally understandable. I mean, this is not a job that I would want to ever do, but so it's totally understandable that women might not want to do it. But this is just assuming that the only reason that women don't want to do this is because it's dominated by men. And that's a huge assumption. I mean, that's a really bad assumption. Did they take any sort of polls about this or anything? Did they do any sort of study? Probably not. If they did, I would like to see it, and I will personally do a video on that study. If anyone finds a study showing that a poll or something saying that women don't want to get into stock jobs because of it being male dominated. Seriously. But the thing is, the two symbols are not compatible at all. See, the girl is challenging the bull, and in the paradigm of the girl, that bull is the male orthodoxy. But in reality, the bull, as I've said, is a positive thing about positive economic growth. So really, any of the women who are inspired by the statue, who grow and mature in the stock market world, will literally become best friends with the charging bull and what it represents. Otherwise, they're going to get fired. Seriously, the broettes who are inspired by the fearless girl to get into the stock market are going to be best friends with the charging bull and what he represents. That's how quickly this metaphor breaks down, bro. It's seriously. They spent tons of money and they did not think it through. And the extra funny thing is that according to this article here, but the commentary, uh, the State Street Global Advisors actually trail behind the average as far as female representation and ratio of male to female workers and women in leadership positions. So this is one giant virtue signal. This is one giant virtue signal, bros. And honestly, I have to say, the Occupy Wall Street bros did it a whole lot better. See, they did this poster with this ballerina posing apparently arabesque. Is that how you pronounce it? Arabesque on top of it. And just look at this poster, bros. It's dynamic. It shows a woman in all of her... I mean, seriously, the imagery on this is perfect. It shows a woman overcoming I mean, they're obviously against the entire capitalist thing in this case. So it's a woman triumphing over standing atop high of the evils of capitalism. And the thing is, in this poster, it really works. There's a statement being made with this poster that is seriously lacking with the metaphor here is consistent. It's solid, but the fearless girl metaphor does not work with the symbolism that the bull represents. It tries to no, you're the villain. No, that bull doesn't represent that. It represents this now. But the Occupy Wall Street, no, it embraces the meaning of capitalism that the bull represents and shows that people can rise above it according to their thing. And that's just not there with the fearless girl statue. And that's all I have to say about that, bros. It's a interesting thing, especially since CNN put this gem of a tweet up on it, which I could not help but parody. But that's all I have to say about it, bros. If you like my stuff, like, subscribe, leave me a note in the comments. I love hearing from all my bros and even people who disagree with me. I love having conversations. I'm Terry Bull on Minds, and I'm Terry Bull on Twitter, so hit me up there. And yeah, that's all for now. Peace, love, Taurus!